We are live from downtown Harrisonburg, tracking the winter storm as it moves through the valley, how the city is handling it all.
And from the roads to the radar, we're tracking the storm as it continues to move through the area. Your first alert storm team is hard at work, keeping you ahead of the snow. And businesses are usually booming with St. Patrick's Day just ahead, but the storm impacting them as well. What they're doing to keep you safe.
You're watching WHSV News 3. 11 minutes of nonstop news and weather starts right now.
Hi everyone, I'm Channing Frampton, and we are in first alert winter storm mode tonight.
I'm Carly Stevenson. Thanks for joining us and staying up with us tonight as we track the storm moving through the valley.
We're covering the storm from all angles, as you can see, both outside and inside. Carly, we'll start with you. How are things in downtown Harrisonburg tonight?
Well, to put it pretty simply, Channing, it's snowing. It's been snowing all afternoon. I did try to speak with Harrisonburg police. They actually were too busy to talk to me because they're trying to help a disabled vehicle. A lot of vehicles are having trouble out on the roads. As far as road conditions do go, you can kind of see around me there is some snow. It's sticking. Now, I spoke with VDOT and they tell me over the phone that Augusta County, there are minor conditions, so not as much snow there, but in Rockingham County and really northern parts of the valley, Shenandoah County, we're seeing power outages and we're also seeing moderate conditions. So that means that snow is sticking, and VDOT is asking for those areas that people really stay off the road. Now, Channing, let's go ahead and head back to you and Amelia Namias.
Yeah, Amelia joins me here on the desk. And Amelia, you've been tracking this storm since we really starting to pick up on the models since late last week. Where are we right now with the system?
Well, you can see it right there. There it is, seeing that snow making its way into the area. Now that is some moisture out of the south, some cold air from the north, and we're going to smack it together and we're going to get a nice snowstorm for the valley. So you can see how zoomed out, still looking at plenty of moisture making its way into the area. Going to continue to pull that from the south and the west. Let's go ahead and zoom in on the valley. We can see some pretty decent areas of snowfall. So lots of us calling in saying we're feeling that this darker blue color, that's heavier snow. Starting to see a little bit of a break as we head into Augusta County, Pendleton and Highland counties, but still going to continue to see that make its way into the area. Looking at plenty more snowfall overnight. The heaviest going to be midnight into the morning hours, right just before sunset. We do have winter storm warning in effect for the entire viewing area. Again, that heaviest snow overnight. We are anticipating accumulation anywhere from 2 to 8 inches and more in higher elevations. A lot of you right about that 2-inch mark and making your way up as we head toward midnight. So keep us on WHSV.com for all those updates and give us what you're seeing on our Facebook page, WHSV TV.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Amelia. And some businesses in the valley preparing for this snow already. Others waiting to see if they need to do anything in the morning. Let's take it back outside to Carly. Carly, what are businesses doing as this snow continues to come down?
Channing, it really depends on who you talk to. Now, some businesses are waiting until tomorrow to actually put a salt treatment down, and that could mean for sidewalks like these that they could be a little bit slippery.
Someone slips on their way up, the rest of their experience isn't going to be as well as it could have been.
A worker at Union Station Restaurant in Harrisonburg spent time laying down salt on the stairs up to his business. Now, they also put signs out to warn people that things could be slippery. The assistant manager says that business isn't as strong when there's snow, but they're ready for it. And people in the city are really just happy to have salt down.
I'm definitely a little bit clumsy, so I try to be really careful when walking in the snow, but I definitely appreciate it when businesses and even the town will put salt down.
Now, these sidewalks are actually pretty wet, and I can't even really tell if salt has been put down because the snow has continued to fall. And that's really one thing that businesses were telling me, is that they really want to wait for the temperatures to continue to drop and they can lay the salt down first thing in the morning. I am told, though, that Lowe's is out of salt treatment. As far as Red Front Supermarket, workers there told me they actually were expecting a shipment. They didn't get a big shipment of salt in this time because of a storm that happened recently in North Carolina. So that warehouse is out in North Carolina, stocks the salt, and they're out of luck on that. Now, for how the snow is affecting the interstates, let's go ahead and head back inside to Channing.
Thank you, Carly. And we're talking accidents all over the place, especially on the interstate tonight. A crash involving 5 vehicles has been cleared after creating at least a 5-mile backup south of Stanton earlier today. This crash happened around 5:30 this afternoon in the southbound lanes at mile marker 206 in Augusta County. This photo was taken by our own Aubrey Urbanowitz as she passed that scene clearly. One of the cars involved ended up on its side. And this is video of all the cars involved in that crash after they were taken off of the side of the road. Virginia State Police say one of the cars was following too closely, and it actually wasn't the weather conditions that led to this crash. Fortunately, nobody was hurt.
It sucks that I had cars that were probably following too closely on the ones in front of them and were able to just get off the road, and so I'm left with just seeing brakes and then cars dead stopped in front of me rather than just everyone slowing down. I feel like I would have been fine to slow down with everyone or do what they did and just pull off a little bit, but it was like people flying off rather than just slowing down and having to like pull off a little bit.
And that can happen easily on days like this. Now, 2 people were cited and charged with following too closely in that accident. And this is why we're checking in with VDOT as well about what they're expecting from this storm. Leaders say they're preparing for the heavy wet snow, which is already falling, and it's going to continue falling through the morning commute. VDOT says we should be sheltering in place during this storm and not heading out on the roads. Now, because of the way the storm's developing, crews weren't able to pre-treat those roads. VDOT will plow the interstate and primary roads first, and then the more heavily traveled secondary roads and then they'll get to neighborhoods as soon as they're able after that. But right now, I want to show you a live look. This is Interstate 81 near mile marker 251. You can see a few lights out there. It doesn't look like anything is moving. You can maybe make out the lanes of the interstate there. The snow already covering up those major highways, so workers in those plow trucks have a long night ahead of them. Stay off the roads if you can help it, everybody. And people have been getting ready for this storm all day. Visitors to our area say that they planned on making their way out before the snow got too bad. Many students in our area might be preparing for another snow day tomorrow as well. We spoke to some people who have mixed views on the white stuff.
When we miss a day, it's kind of like I kind of forgot what this is, so the teacher may have to go back and review, and it was kind of waste time instead of going forward.
I'm used to quite a bit of snow, and I like it. It makes me feel like I'm home.
Says a person from Canada. Now keep it on WHSV and WHSV.com for the latest school closings and delays. And because of the snow, the city of Stanton opening up a couple parking garages for us to use for free during this storm. The Johnson Street and New Street parking garages will be open free of charge through the end of this snow. Those who ordinarily use on-street parking in the downtown central business district are encouraged to park. You won't be able to park on Beverly Street between Lewis Street and Market Street from now until 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon so that they can get rid of all the snow in that area. And you, of course, are using the WHSV Snow hashtag on social media to send us your photos on Facebook and Twitter. Here's a look at some of the stuff you've sent in. This is from Frank, and he has looks like close to 5 inches or so back at 9:15 earlier this evening, so plenty of snow measuring up. And Tracy Ray using hashtag WHSV Snow. Good job. Looks like about 3 inches where she lives just near Stanton. And Susan Payne in Weir's Cave sends us this look at her patio furniture. Already that snow piling up across the region, so lots of good photos coming in. Keep them coming. We're going to have them throughout the night and until tomorrow morning. And remember, you can go to our Facebook page and comment on the storm as it continues. Just search and like WHSV TV3, and you can also get news and weather updates there, as well as on Twitter by following at WHSV News. Just use the hashtag WHSV Snow. You're doing a great job of doing it so far, so you can share the latest updates and photos. Now let's check in with Amelia again on what we can expect heading into tomorrow and beyond.
Tracking inconvenient weather where you live. Count on the First Alert Storm Team.
Well, there is good news. Now, most of this already making its way eastward. Unfortunately, we're still looking at a little bit more moisture making its way into the area. Now, cold air moisture, that is what's making this storm so potent. So again, very strong winds out there. Lots of us seeing some heavy, heavy snow. I do want to go ahead and zoom in, take a look on what is going on in the valley right now. Again, some areas of some heavier snowfall, a little bit of a break in Augusta County, Pendleton, and Highland, but again, going to continue to see that moist air pull into the area, the cold air pull down into the area, and our snow is going to continue overnight. Another thing, if you are headed out, if you have to head out, there is definitely no visibility as we head through the overnight hours, and especially up and down 81. So hard to see your neighbor's house, impossible to see the car in front of you. So please stay off the roads tonight. Now, do want to show you what weather watchers have called in so far. About 5.5 inches in Bergton, 4 in 10th Legion, 3.5 in Fishersville, 5 in Churchville. So you can see those higher elevations starting to pick up a little bit more snowfall. As we head into the evening hours, temperatures dropping down into the mid and upper 20s, 27 in Bergton and Franklin, 26 in Stanley. So lots of us right around those mid and upper 20s. Winds still coming out of the northwest, sustained 8 to 9 miles an hour. So you could see when Carly was out there, that snow was blowing sideways, and that's going to be what it's going to be like through the next couple hours. It's going to stay very windy and heavy snow. Now, compared to yesterday, or compared to the temperatures we just saw in the mid and upper 20s, adding in that wind, we are feeling like lower 20s, and we will soon feel like teens. As we do head into our first alert hour by hour forecast, you can see some bands of heavier snow right around midnight. Those going to continue through the overnight hours, staying mostly in the Central Valley, and then by 6 a.m. we're going to start to see those break up a little, and then another round going to make its way back in as we head into the afternoon, and then finally all this going to make its way out of the area, and we should clear out as we head into the later afternoon hours on Monday. But certainly going to be a slippery commute out there. And again, we are dealing with a winter storm warning. The heaviest snow overnight, accumulations anywhere from 2 to 8 inches. So we've already started our overnight hours, and you can see a lot of people have already accumulated that much and even more in higher elevations and other areas. So also going to continue to see that as we head through the next couple hours. We do have a severe weather alert day for your Monday, and a 100% chance of a white St. Patrick's Day. Heaviest snow overnight, waking up to 4 or more, 5-6 inches of snow. Snow continues through the afternoon hours, slick snow-covered roads, so please be very careful as you head out tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next 3 days. We do have a severe weather alert day for your Monday, going to be very hazardous driving conditions. Finally clearing out by Tuesday, but temperatures staying cold and moisture staying in the air, so cold and wet. For Tuesday, another chance for some showers on Wednesday. Temperatures closely rebounding into the mid-50s to start spring. That is our first day of spring on Thursday. Back to low 60s on Friday with mostly sunny skies. Just have to get through this next day. And again, I want to show you we do have a severe weather alert day planned for tomorrow, and so that means we need to have extra alert, dangerous travel conditions, and need to stay off of those roads.
Yeah, I was listening to the scanner earlier tonight. You could hear accidents reported all over the place, so definitely a dangerous night to be out. Thank you, Amelia. And still to come, people living in Crimea, Ukraine, vote to secede from Ukraine and join Russia. What's next following this crucial turning point? Plus,
I'll have the latest from the streets of Harrisonburg. We're tracking the storm, plus how you can watch out for power outages in the valley.